Hello, AP Scholars. We are taking a look today at the codingBat problem, loneSum, from logic-2. And so this problem is a little bit more tricky than a lot of the ones we've seen before. The deal is that you're writing this method called loneSum. It's going to take three int values, a, b, and c, and you're supposed to add them up, return the sum. However, if one of the values is the same as another value, then you are not supposed to count it towards the sum. And the thing with any value that's the same as another value is that that's going to knock two of them out, and possibly three. So that's our challenge that we have to deal with. So here's some examples. If you send it 1, 2, 3, none of them are the same. So it's just going to add up 1 plus 2 plus 3. That gives us 6. However, if I send it 3, 2, 3, then the 3's are the same, so we shouldn't add them to the sum. So we're just going to have 2. And then, now last but not least, we have an example where they're all the same, so we don't add any of them, so it returns 0. So that's the setup of the problem, and if you don't want to see the answer, you want to kind of work on it after hearing that explanation, then please feel free to pause the video, but I'm going to go on to show the answer now. So let's take a look at how I did it. Here's my loneSum with my a, b, and c as my parameters. Those are the numbers that we're sending it. And I'm going to make a sum variable where I choose whether or not to add to it with if statements. So I'm just checking to see if a is the same as anything else. If it isn't, so in other words, I'm using not equals. So if it isn't the same as anything else, then I add it to my sum. You could also say plus equals a. That would be a good way to write it. Oh, and then I check to see if b is the same as two others. If it is not the same as two others, then I will add b to the sum. And last but not least, I'll check to see if c is different than the other two. And if it's not, then I'll add c to the sum. And then at the end, it'll return sum minus those marks, which I think came from my OBS recording. So that works out nicely, and if you can find a more efficient way, that's great, but I think that's a pretty readable and understandable way to solve the problem, and it's pretty condensed. You'll notice I'm not using braces here, although you're most welcome to put in a brace, and so on. You can do that, but when an if statement has only one line of code as the consequence of the if Boolean expression being true, then you can omit those and even put it all in one line to keep it tidy. So there you go. There's the answer. Hope you found that useful, and feel free to ask more questions.